Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Friday, August 23rd. More showers and storms today. Quite a few storms will be producing gusts over 35 miles per hour. And we do have a low risk of severe weather this afternoon and this evening. Some of those storms on the high end, if we can get some good gusts around 60 miles per hour. Some of these storms, we did see this overnight, at least the brief heavy rain part. Don't be shocked if you see some really small hail with some of the storms later on today as we get into that next round of thunderstorms. Now, it still looks like it's going to be cooler over the weekend. There's going to be quite a bit of shower activity, not much in the way of thunderstorms. And yes, we're going to have to throw in that four-letter word that we don't necessarily like to talk about at this time of year, and that is some high mountain snow coming. Not much, but if you're headed out there, it's going to be a problem over the weekend. Satellite shows our main low to our west, but we had a little wave coming through earlier this morning, and that did produce quite a bit of at least in-cloud lightning, some cloud-to-ground lightning out there overnight. So if you did hear some thunder and get a brief downpour, consider yourself lucky. Some folks didn't get anything overnight, especially once you get over out of the Snake Plain and areas along and east of I-15. For our weather risk outlook, we do have some moderate to major impacts. We've highlighted the South Hills where we have critical fire conditions expected today due to the wind and low humidity and the fuels. Everything's a little bit drier over there compared to the rest of the area. But, you know, we still have showers and storms. We have lightning and the wind, so we could still see some critical fire conditions in spots. Just the worst of that will be over the South Hills. Otherwise, it's windy, showers, and thunderstorms. The storms will produce even higher wind gusts than we're expecting with the overall pattern for today. Showers and storms will continue over the weekend. Not much expected there impact-wise, except again over the central mountains. Some light snow late tomorrow night into Sunday morning, and then we're just kind of dry out a little bit through the first part of the week. By midweek, we may see another storm coming our way over into portions of the western United States, the Pacific Northwest or Northern Rockies type area. So here we are with the forecast starting later on this morning. As we go through the rest of the day, the next round of showers and thunderstorms will begin, especially up over portions of the central mountains and along the Wyoming border, and the coverage will increase later on today. That wave will shift off to the north and to the east with a few lingering showers, but you'll notice a more widespread area of rain versus showers and thunderstorms overnight developing to our west, and that stays generally to our west. It kind of clips up around Stanley, up in that neck of the woods overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. This forecast only takes us through about 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon, but you'll see that shifting east, and then that's the main push. Showers will come in behind that, and it looks like going into Sunday, the best chance of precipitation, central mountains, generally north of Idaho Falls and north of Driggs up towards the Montana border, places like Island Park, Monida Pass, and West Yellowstone on to the north. So taking a look at the rest of the forecast, here are our wind gusts this morning and this afternoon. Outside of thunderstorms overnight and this early what's out there this morning, it'll be pretty breezy. Many areas seeing gusts above 40 miles per hour. That increases later on this afternoon. Some of these gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour, especially in the higher elevations in the central mountains, southwest Montana. And again, this is outside of any thunderstorm activity, which will increase the wind gusts even more. A lot of wind gusts, 35 to 45 miles per hour across the region. Now into this evening and tonight, those wind gusts do continue, but they do start to come down. So once we get after midnight, it'll still be a bit breezy out there, but certainly nothing like we'll be seeing for most of today. Rain and thunderstorm chances. Most of the precipitation will be light, most of it outside of the central mountains and the Magic Valley and South Hills. Some areas east of I-15 could see a tenth to a quarter of an inch of precipitation, and thunderstorm chances greatest east of I-15 as well, but that doesn't mean elsewhere we won't have thunderstorms across central and eastern Idaho later on today and into tonight. Now, going to temperatures for today, it's a little bit cooler than we we've seen in some areas. Got a little bit more than we expected yesterday, which may have helped fuel thunderstorms last evening and overnight. A little bit more than we were expecting. Highs in the 70s and 80s for this afternoon, 60s if you're headed up to the mountains. For Saturday, it's going to be a chilly start up around Stanley, Copper Basin, right around freezing. The rest of us in the 40s and 50s. But look at afternoon temperatures, especially farther to the west in our area, looking at 60s for afternoon highs. 40s and 50s in the mountains, elsewhere 70s. Might approach 80 down around Malad, Preston, down around Holbrook and Snowville tomorrow afternoon. But again, a lot cooler than we've seen. Going into Sunday, it will be below freezing in some of the colder spots. Copper Basin up into the central mountains, the Stanley Basin in the mid to upper 20s. That's why we're expecting a little bit of snowfall up there with any moisture moving through Saturday night into Sunday. High temperatures, very few places pushing 70 degrees, mainly Salmon once you get in over towards the Treasure Valley for sure. So definitely a much cooler weekend headed our direction. For some folks, pretty nice, not getting out of the 60s for afternoon highs. Here are precipitation, the rain and snow chance amounts going for Saturday into Sunday. 1/4 to 1/2 inch in some areas in the central mountains, especially some of the higher elevations. Not much elsewhere. Looks like a little bit of a push in part of this period down around Oakley, down around City of Rocks, maybe 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. And up in the central mountains, generally light amounts, but some of the higher peaks could see a couple of inches of snow. It'll be wet snow, and once we get into the daylight hours, expect it to pretty much be gone for the most part with that. And there's the potential with that next wave coming through of more than 1/2 inch of moisture, and not much in the way of those amounts except up in the central mountains. We could see some areas seeing about a 25 to 35% chance of seeing more than 1/2 inch of rain. This is again that period later Saturday into Sunday with that main push coming through with that area of low pressure. Now we're going to skip ahead. Weekend's cool. It's going to rebound quickly. Here are highs by Tuesday. We're already back up into the 80s, maybe near 90 over into the Treasure and portions of the Magic Valley. So a quick cool down, warm back up. We're starting to get that time of year where these storm systems will come through, and if they've got enough moisture and cold air, it's going to cool us off for a couple of days, and then we rebound right back into warmer conditions. So again, showers and thunderstorms again today. Later on today, we had around overnight. A lot of these storms likely producing gusts over 35 miles per hour. The stronger storms could produce some wind gusts up near 60 miles an hour. Therefore, we do have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms this afternoon. Small hail, brief heavy rainfall also mixed in with that as well. And outside of thunderstorms, it's just going to be a breezy day across the area. And again, cooler weather coming for the weekend. Definitely pay attention to the forecast if you're headed out over the weekend, especially up into the mountains. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and stay safe out there, everyone.